Jesse Winker is now public enemy number 1 in the city of Milwaukee thanks to this. As far as Milwaukee goes, I'll hate them forever, he told Mark W. Sanchez of the New York Post. Remember, Winker, the former Brewer who hit an abysmal 199 last season with 1 home run for the Crew, was drilled by a fastball on September 27th by Frankie Montas. Then, in the wild card round, hit a 2-run triple and turned to start barking at Willy Adames, who everyone loves, leading to Willy saying, "Meet me in the parking lot."
I mean, I don't know what was going through his head, but he just started saying some stuff, and I just said something back,
Can't do that. I don't really want to speak on it. I just want to focus on the game tomorrow.
Altercation. After scoring in another game in the series, Winker Hulk smashed his helmet to the ground, shattering it to pieces. So how did we get to I'll hate them forever? Let's talk about it. The Milwaukee Brewers' decision to acquire Jesse Winker from the Mariners last season raised eyebrows across the league. Despite Winker's tarnished reputation and recent struggles, the Brewers front office saw potential where others saw risk. And hey, we have to trust them, right? Their analytical-backed approach seems to work for them year in and year out. Other than the wild card series the past 6 seasons, they've been great. Let's remember this about Jesse Winker. He was drafted in the first round by Cincinnati in the 2012 MLB draft, and he made his debut in 2017 with the Reds. But it wasn't until 2021 where Winker truly broke out. He earned his first All-Star selection and cemented himself as one of the most dangerous hitters in the National League, hitting .305 with 24 homers, and in March 2022, the Seattle Mariners acquired Winker in a trade, seeing him as a key piece to bolster their offense and make a push for the playoffs. Seattle fans were pumped, figuring Winker's left-handed bat would make a huge impact in the Mariners lineup. But injuries plagued the outfielder, knee and neck issues throughout his career sapping his power, limiting his playing time, and also, as he struggled on the field, there were whispers from the Mariners clubhouse that he wasn't a great teammate. Beat reporter Ryan Divish reported that some of Winker's teammates were tired of putting up with him. Questions about his work ethic and attitude began to surface, and the numbers told a story of Winker's decline. His batting average plummeted, and he managed just 14 home runs, and his OPS plus dropped from 143 to 103. And for a player whose value was built on offensive production, these numbers were not great. This is where his Milwaukee Brewers tenure comes into play. They hoped to spark a career resurgence, and initially there was cautious excitement in Milwaukee. Obviously, fans remembered Winker's All-Star season and hoped he could rediscover that form in their uniform. The team's hitting coaches worked closely with Winker, attempting to address the issues that had plagued him in Seattle. But as the season progressed, it became clear that his struggles weren't going to just disappear overnight. His performance remained well below his Cincinnati peak, and he seemed absolutely lost at the plate. Fan frustration grew, with boos becoming more frequent and social media buzzing with the criticism of Jesse Winker. And despite these concerns, in a season where he batted .199 in 61 games with just 1 home run in Milwaukee, while battling injuries, the Brewers made a controversial decision as the postseason approached. They added Winker to their playoff roster, betting on the possibility that his left-handed bat might recapture his former magic when it mattered most. It was a move that raised eyebrows among fans and analysts and everyone and their mother, and I think even Winker probably. The wild card series against the Arizona Diamondbacks became the flashpoint for all the frustrations that had built up over the season. In the 8th inning of Game 1 against the Diamondbacks, Winker, again battling injuries all season long and clearly not ready for the playoffs, struck out in his pinch hit appearance. Then, in Game 2 in the 7th, in a pinch hit appearance, Winker grounded out. The Brewers lost their season 2-0, and the Diamondbacks went on to play in the World Series. Now, flash forward to the 2024 playoffs as the Mets and Brewers squared off again in another wild card round for the Crew. Tensions were hot from the start. On September 27th, Jesse Winker was drilled on a fastball by Frankie Montas, who wasn't even on the team when Winker was with the Crew. Winker's thoughts on the pitch, it was on purpose, he said. Now, what unfolded on the field in the wild card round would ignite some rivalries and push some limits to the breaking point. The stage was set. for a dramatic showdown as the Mets faced the Brewers in Game 1 in Milwaukee. And in that game, Jesse Winker hit a 2-run triple and rounded second base and started barking at Willy Adames.
Let's go, mother! Let's go! Them!
The two former teammates in Milwaukee had their altercation, with Willy Adames saying, "Meet me in the parking lot."
I'll let you know in the parking lot.
And Winker saying, "What are you gonna do about it?"
What you want to do about it? What you want to do? What you want to do? What you want to do?
The Mets won Game 1 4-2. Then in the third game, Winker, as we already said, scored in Game 3, and as he passed home plate, Hulk smashed his helmet down, shattering it to pieces. Ultimately, the Mets would advance in the postseason after a wild ending of Game 3 and ended the Brewers season. So for the quote, "As far as Milwaukee goes, I'll hate them forever," I guess that's fair. A franchise will put you on the playoff roster, giving you ample opportunity to get back on track, and you bat 199. I get it, but that leads to this question. Are the Mets the most hated or despised team in Major League Baseball right now? Jesse Winker, disliked by many of his teammates. Remember, Jeff McNeil, earlier this season against the Crew, lost his mind when Rhys Hoskins, yes, a former Philly, and again, another incident with the Crew, slid into second base in a baseball play and took out his legs, lost his absolute freaking mind. The Mets' OMG slogan, opposing teams cringe at, the sign created by an artist named Jerome McCroy, who goes by J-Mac Customs, based on a shirt that Alex Cohen, wife of the Mets owner Steve Cohen, posted on her Instagram. LOL Mets became a thing, but obviously that's more laughing at the Mets than despising or hating them. The fact that Grimace saved their season. Remember that night where the purple McDonald's character threw out the first pitch? The Mets won 10-4 and kept on winning with a 7-game winning streak following his first pitch, and they won 12 of 16 to close out the month. On top of all of this, they have the massive payroll, the biggest payroll in all of Major League Baseball with $317 million, topping the New York Yankees, led by aforementioned Steve Cohen, whose net worth is $21 billion with a B dollars, and the Mets payroll is about $200 million more than the playoff teams this season of the Royals, the Brewers, the Orioles, and the Tigers. Jesse Winker has just been the most recent public image for the Mets' hatred from other teams. And guess what? If you're a Mets fan, you should be laughing, because as long as you're playing, none of this matters, and I would do the same. And you know what? On the flip side, the city of Milwaukee can hate Jesse Winker.
What does Jesse Winker mean to you? Not much. Oh, he can go f himself.
No one in Milwaukee hated you before this season. It's like, you put this on yourself.
As long as Jesse Winker hates the city of Milwaukee. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some videos I did right here, and we'll see you next time.